You want to see who goes first?
Yeah. All right.
There we go.
Rock, paper, scissors. Ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. All right.
Oh.
Nick won. There we go.
Okay,
Boy.
that's the longest we've gone in a long time.
That was a real barn burner.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. The Rubicon is calling. There are those who care about money, and there are those who care about freedom. A retired forward observer once told me, there are 3 types of people when the bullets start flying: freezers, fleers, and fighters. I think the same is true in life. Danger is danger. Whether it's an IED or an audit, they're both, after all, bombs. Maybe he was right, but as a person with black and white thinking, it threatens my precious binary lens. It doesn't exactly milk the prostate of my black and white thinking binary brain. But the wise, much like the young, are malleable. Only the foolish are rigid. There are those who flee to protect their children and hope to escape tyranny's chaotic grasp long enough to ensure that their grandkids are healthy and grown. They see the problem as being overwhelming and would rather hunker down to protect what they have than storm the fortress. And while there certainly is no courage or honor in that, there is perhaps pragmatism and wisdom. But I say let them go. The wolves have little use for an army of rabbits, aside from cannon fodder. Time wasted in bolting them is better spent selling your cloak and buying a sword, or honing your metal. You will most likely die and fail, but it will be a martyr's death. And which is more real to you, this life of flesh and bone, or the hereafter of spirit and soul? In time, all men must ask this question, as they must choose between tyranny and liberty. Fundamentally, you must choose between ultimate authority of the empire or the city-state. Did Athens have a moral right to dictate the lives of those who lived in Ionia? Do you? Is might right? Should the rubes be governed by the intelligentsia? And does any of it matter? Because wars cannot function as moral enterprises. Or at least they certainly cannot be won with chivalry. But are you willing to sell your soul to purchase the vision of the world that you see fit? That is not a rhetorical question, if you plan on winning. And are you willing to bend the knee and bow your head and raise your sword to a banner whose pearly gates are built on the bones of the just and unjust alike? What do you serve, ultimately? The one true king is slated to return, with a sharp sword coming out of his mouth to strike down the nations. Until then, your question, our question, becomes, do you tarry and suffer the fate of the saints for your beliefs? Or do you refuse to go quietly into that good night and rage against the dying of the light? And what is that light anyway? Is it a beacon in the deep? Is it a shining city on a hill? Or is it a new Atlantis, risen from the deep and brought to us from the mists of Avalon on a talking serpent slithering back? These questions cannot be answered for you. All men must work out their salvation with fear and trembling. But you must answer them. And you will. Soon. The Rubicon is calling. What will your answer be when you dip your toes into her Stygian, tempestuously cool waters?